Alright, so before I start this video, I just want to announce that I'm going to be going on vacation for the next 2 weeks after uploading this, and I will also be using this time to take a short break from YouTube. I have been consistently doing weekly uploads for the past few months, and though I have missed some weeks for things that were out of my control, I think it's time I take an official break for a short period. I just want to inform you all of this, so yeah, this will be my last upload for a little bit, but I will have a video I'm very excited to release coming out when I get back. Thanks for being so supportive, guys, and enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So, about 6 months ago I did a video called Top 10 Upcoming Extreme Demons that I'm hyped for, and admittedly, this video was not my best. I didn't take as much time as I should have to pick levels that were the best and most exciting at the time, and I disagree with a lot of things I said back then. I also made the mistake of limiting myself to only extreme demons, which I don't know why I did, but anyway, that's in the past now. But, I had the idea for this week's video to revisit this sort of topic. But this time, pick levels that are truly some of the best in the upcoming levels docket. I will not be limiting myself to only extreme demons anymore, and though there are quite a fair bit of extremes in this list, I would still like to revisit this concept as a video and do my best this time to show some levels that are some of the best that this game has ever seen. Anyway, I don't think there's too much else to explain. The format of this video will be pretty simple. I have chosen 10 levels to talk about, and I will take a close look at them and why I think they are special and what's significant about them. I tried to pick a variety of types of levels, from some more obscure and thematic ones to all-around gorgeous levels. Anyway, without further ado, I think we should just get right into it. Alright, the first level we have is one that has just recently been finished decoration-wise. Timor is a collaboration between Colorbolt and Maxi25, where Colorbolt made the gameplay and Maxi did the decoration. This level has been in the works for about 4 months now, as that is when Colorbolt finished the full gameplay and enlisted Maxi as the decorator. According to Colorbolt, Timor would be the #1 demon if verified in its current state, and he has referred to it as semi-impossible numerous times. It will be verified by Lolwhat, and it will likely be nerfed to around top 5 or top 10 on the demons list. But the difficulty is not the reason that I am so hyped for this level, though I do think it adds to the appeal of it, but more on that later. Anyway, the decoration is what has me so excited for this level. As I said, Timor has been made entirely by Maxi25, and I think he did an excellent job. Though the level has flaws, it is very unique and it has some amazing parts and elements that make this level stand out to me. Of course, this level is not built in your usual glow style. It's made with somewhat modern designs that give it this fleshy feeling, somewhat like what Innards does, but with more focus on effects and atmosphere than block decoration. I think the design that the level has does a great job of fitting very well with the song and what it feels like, and I applaud Maxi for his visualization abilities. It has this sort of satanic and demonic aspect of it that Maxi capitalizes on, and the menacing samples that the music uses go hand in hand with the effects and backgrounds that Maxi has chosen. There are multiple satanic symbols scattered throughout the level, and though nowadays people tend to think of this theme as somewhat overdone in levels, I think the way Maxi pulls it off is fresh and intuitive. Something I really appreciate this level for is the way it visualizes the music. From lanterns with eyes in them that shiver to the beat to amazing animations of the ghosts in windows flailing their hands. This level does have flaws though, of course. One of the most immediate ones is the lack of block design, as the blocks and structures are extremely simple. However, I do think that this one is excusable, as it's a part of Maxi's style, and I think he knows what he is doing when building. Another flaw is one that is common in most levels, and it's something that you can't really escape. Some parts are made in higher quality than others, but I think this is okay, as it helps highlight certain sections of the level over others. I'm not sure if Maxi did this on purpose, but I feel like get the more intense and meaningful parts of the song, he matches it with deco that is arguably better than the more insignificant parts. I hope you know what I mean here. I believe I mentioned it before briefly, but my favorite part in the level is definitely at 50%. In my opinion, it has the best design of any section in the level, and the amazing effect of the ghostly figures waving their hands in the air syncs so perfectly with the music. The colors here are also really cool, and overall this is the part that stands out the most to me in the level. I also really like how the threatening feeling the level gives off is matched by the difficulty of the gameplay. I've seen a lot of people say this deco style would fit better for an easy or medium demon or something like that, but honestly, I think the opposite. I think the hellish and satanic feeling it gives off captures perfectly the menacing difficulty of this level. All in all, I am a big fan of this work in Maxi's creating style, and I am excited to see what he has for us in the future. Hopefully, this level can be verified and placed on the list soon, as it's quite the work of art in creating mastery. For the next level, we have one that I have been asked to talk about numerous times in the past month since its finishing. I have wanted to for a while, too, but I was going to wait for its official release before I included it on a level spotlight. However, I just decided it would fit great here and this would be good enough. So strap in, because we are finally going to be talking about the second parademon, Cold Sweat. I've been excited for Cold Sweat ever since I saw the preview, and I've always loved the concept this level was going for. Of course, it's not too hard to realize the theme that this level attempts at, as from the name to the repetitive, spammy gameplay and dizzying decoration, Cold Sweat takes you through a vivid fever dream in the form of a GD level. Though I do admittedly prefer Nightlife over Cold Sweat, I still think this is an incredible work of art, and it's one of the best upcoming demons. It is currently being verified by Kapanappy, and he has 79%. He will likely beat it soon, so we can finally see this placed on the list. Cold Sweat has a very unique atmosphere, starting with a monochrome cube that has a very barren feel to it. I have seen some people call this part empty, but I honestly really like it, as the lack of structures combined with the tone of the song gives it that empty and dreamlike feeling, something that is again a major part of the theming of the level. This part also has some cool effects and it's a great start in my opinion. When the song picks up, you enter the next part of the level, which is another one of my favorites. This part is filled with weird structures that all have very similar designs, and they harshly pulse to the music. I think this section of the level captivates the first bit of your fever dream, where you're seeming to hallucinate, trapped in an alien world with confusing surroundings. The effects here are amazing, and I love the particles that dance in the background to the music. The next cube builds on what the previous cube had already relayed, as it has more confusing structures that all look the same. Again, I love the way Para builds these parts in the form of making them feel alien and confusing, as the monochrome colors here are an amazing aspect of this section. However, in the second half of this mini-cube, most of the unneeded structures go away and are replaced with large, moving dot and ball masses, and I'm personally not a fan of these. This is one of the two parts in the level that I don't really like, as it just feels like the previous section but downgraded, if you know what I mean. I do like the way that the blocks phase outward of themselves slowly, as that is a concept that is consistent throughout the level, and it's something I find fascinating. And the blocks are not the only things in the level that do this. At the pre-drop cube, there's a cool effect where a bunch of separate cubes come out of your own, and this is a concept that I adore. I think it adds a nice touch to the level, and it builds on the theming of the rest of the parts. Next up is the UFO. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think this might be my favorite part in the level. Filled with dizzying dark rainbow decoration and incredibly unorthodox gameplay, this part has it all. The way that the blocks shift up and down to the music is such a gorgeous and natural effect, and like I said, it is a concept continuously built on in the level. The way that the spinny background syncs with the low hum of the undertones in the song completes this part, and overall the visual and physical sync is amazing. The designs and the structures change color to the repetitive melody. The harsh shifting noises are captivated by the moving of the structures, and the spinning background goes with a low and monotone sound in the undertones. The part after this is the wave, which is the most famous part in the level. The decoration here is made by Sminx, which is an interesting thing to consider. If I'm being honest, when I first saw this part I thought it was underwhelming, but it has really grown on me since its release. The wave structures move in spastic patterns that flash back and forth to many angles in the repetitive music. They rotate in a pattern around the main structure, and this glitchy theme combined with the effects makes for an amazing section of the level. The music climaxes here, and the way this incredibly difficult part just repeats itself and makes you dizzy by the time you're at the end and are still looking at it captures the essence of the repetitive and menacing fever dream you're in. The level ends with a very cool cube section, where the structures phase out of themselves similar to the previous parts in the level, this time with there being extra pulses of structuring that go to the melody of the music. The orb decoration here is fantastic, being a gorgeous rainbow mixture, and the way that the blocks shudder makes this a very cool part. The last cube is sort of lacking for me, as everything kind of slows down, and though the sudden simplicity is cool in concept, I think the way it was executed makes the ending feel kinda awkward and not as well made and visually representative as the previous parts. Overall, this is a very, very good level, and hopefully, Cappy can verify this shortly so we can see this out. This level is extremely difficult, so make sure to go support Cappy as he verifies this beast. Make sure you sub to Para as well, the amazing creator behind this work of art. Anyway, that's all for Cold Sweat, one of the most hyped demons of our time, so let's get into the next level. The next level I have to talk about is Limbo by Mindcap and more. Limbo is a very unique level, and it's one that I have been hyped about for a long time now, similar to Cold Sweat. Limbo aims to be the hardest memory demon in the game, harder than the likes of Killbot and Requiem. However, unlike these two levels, it plans to rely on unique memory gameplay mechanics instead of visual interference, such as the epileptic effects featured in both of those levels. In this manner, It is essentially a traditional memory demon, and I like this concept, as it does call back to a forgotten trend within GD. The difficulty of this beast won't come from the incredibly hard timings or tricky gameplay, but instead the number of new ideas that will be introduced in the layout and the level of mastery you have to have over all the parts. Again, I think this is a great fresh concept for an extreme demon, and something we don't see much of anymore, if at all, and I'm excited to see this level released as a result of that. And though levels can often have cool ideas but not be executed well, Limbo already has some very nice decoration we can take a look at. The level seems to have a cold color scheme, with purple, green, and blue being the prominent hues we see in the parts so far. We have seen mostly the full layout, and it looks incredibly difficult and memory-based, as expected. Some of my favorite parts so far are Juho for his incredible color choices and atmosphere, Lieb for the amazing retro feeling it gives off, Saria for the awesome gameplay though it wasn't made by them and gorgeous pulses and color choices, and XL Spiral for the unique layout and super clean but effective designs. Keep in mind that so far, every part looks stunning. I just picked out some of my favorites from what we have seen. Every part in the level seems to be in the same vein of decoration, and assuming this was not on purpose, I applaud the team for working with each other to make all the parts match. This is one of the most high quality mega collabs I have seen in a long time, and the concept, execution, and product are all of the greatest calibers. Overall, this is an extreme demon that I am very excited for, and I've seen a lot of the rest of the community excited for it too, which is great to see. Hopefully we can see this level out soon, as it appears to be nearing completion, and we can then indulge ourselves in the masterpiece of gameplay, decoration, and concepts. Up next we have an extreme demon that has come a long way since its conceptualization. Ever since its preview on Tosh Deluxe's channel about a year ago, Shinigami has come from being one of the worst and most forgettable demons of all time, to one of the most high quality mega collabs we have seen in 2.1. I'm sure you all remember the original Shinigami. In its first form, it was aiming to be the #1 demon, and it had some of the worst decoration and gameplay of any upcoming level at the time. Despite this, the level garnered a significant amount of attention from being a #1 demon and being on Tosh Deluxe's channel, but most of the critiques were bad, calling the level out for its lacking decoration and reason to exist. From what I remember, Vernem almost killed the level right there. But, instead of leaving the work behind, with a slight fame the level garnered and a new team of creators he had in the form of the Cherry team, he decided to revamp the level entirely from the ground up, gameplay and all. The new mega collab would not be a #1 demon, and instead, it would just be a memorable extreme demon with good decoration, gameplay, and theme. And Vernem pulled it off. Enlisting creators like Enzor, Burgos, Scrumpy, and many more, he started his new extreme demon. This one would be much more focused on theming, using art and effects to highlight the overall premise behind the level, which is supposedly Chinese culture. You can see this in the symbols and lanterns that are scattered throughout numerous parts of the level. On top of the great art and effects, this level has some incredible design and gameplay that looks fun, and combined with the song, I'm excited for this extreme demon. Burgos' part has to be my favorite. It has some of the best parts of the song, incredible gameplay, gorgeous design and colors, and amazing custom backgrounds. I forgot to mention how amazing the colors in this level are. It goes for a red and yellow overall theme, with black being thrown in at certain sections as a compliment. This level just looks so beautiful so far, and I don't think I have to explain it anymore. This is just an incredible level overall, and it's evident to even the most untrained eye. I hope this level can get finished soon, and I applaud Vernem for the way he took criticism in stride and made a product he could be proud of, instead of continuing with a level that no one needed. I'm super hyped about this work of art, and I hope you guys are too. I'm staying tuned for news about its finishing and verification. Anyway, with all that said, let's move on to the next level for today. Next is a level that has gone unnoticed for quite some time now. Subculture is an upcoming extreme demon by Stormfly and more that is looking very promising so far, and I'm excited to talk about it. The first look at this level that we saw was about 1.5 years ago, as Stormfly showed the full layout on his channel of November 5th of 2018. The layout, like all Stormfly's gameplay, was very unique and used custom mechanics never seen before. The main attraction of the layout was the swing mechanic, which is a type of custom gameplay that Stormfly made that swings your icon into half-circle motion. Stormfly did not do it all himself, though. He had assistance from editor expert Xander to help perfect his ideas, and together they made a very cool product. But the question that I and many others had was about what its future would be like, or more or less, would it be decorated? Well, luckily for us, it appears that if Storm was planning on decorating his masterpiece. He wouldn't do it all by himself, of course. He would enlist a team of elite creators to help bring his level to life. And finally, about 4 months ago, we got to see a look at what Stormfly and his team had been creating. On April 24th, 2020, he posted a preview of the mega collab to his channel, and oh boy, is this one hell of a level. It takes the theme of a cyberpunk city level, and it executes it amazingly. This level's truly one of a kind, from its unique song choice, decoration, and gameplay. Though we have only seen 2.5-ish parts, everything looks amazing so far. Creeper 4's part is amazing block designs and custom backgrounds, and the unorthodox decoration fits very well with the gameplay and showing off the background. One could say that this part looks slightly empty, and I do agree with that on some level. Maybe some more structures at the bottom of the screen could help this out, but I do like the way it shows off the city in the background and gives the part an open, airy feel. I think Urunomi's part is the best in the level so far, though. The decoration is amazingly executed, and the way he uses moving objects to match Stormfly's gameplay is very, very well done. Overall, the beautiful designs and movements and colors that are shown so far in this level really make me excited to see what's to come, and though we haven't seen much yet, there are some very good creators that are in on the project as of right now, so we can expect an incredible final product. It makes me sad that not many people are talking about this awesome level, so I hope if you haven't seen it before or have forgotten about it, that this brings it back into the spotlight and hype roster of the community. For my next level, I have a remake of a very old but very famous 1.9 Insane Demon, Sinister Incision, a remake of Night Terrors by Heinz. Night Terrors has always been a favorite of mine, so when I saw this level previewed on Hybrid's channel, I was extremely excited. I haven't been the biggest fan of the oversaturation of level remakes lately, as most of them have been levels that in my opinion did not need remakes, but the revamping of an old level such as Night Terrors is very interesting and promising to me. As in 2.1, we have so many better ways to execute the theme that Heinz was going for when he made the level back in 2.0. I don't know if I was expecting an actual good execution of a remake of this level and the ideas it had or not when I first watched it, and I was honestly subconsciously expecting it to fail, but when I first saw what the team had made so far, I was sold instantly. Something I really adore this level for is the way that it doesn't just try to make 2.1 decoration and not have any sort of nod back to the original. You can tell throughout the numerous parts of the preview that the creators took inspiration from the original and managed to give it that 1.9 Heinz feel while also having passable and good looking 2.1 decoration. Much of the level feels messy, but this is also something the Night Terrors had, and I think the way that both levels match like this is a very cool parallel. I also really like how the remake takes not only the red but the orange that Night Terrors had too, as even though it's not the prettiest color combo, it makes it feel more authentic. I also like how the gameplay doesn't focus on the sync as much as most remakes do nowadays, but it instead leaves some of the flawed gameplay that the original had. Every part in their level looks gorgeous, and even though some are higher quality than others, I really like how they differentiate from each other and are good for different reasons. Some just have overall great design and very clean deco, while some do a better job of being true to the original while not necessarily being as good looking or as pretty as the others. I think this contrast offers for a very fresh level, and overall, it's what I want from a remake at the end of the day. A level that takes the ideas of the original and builds on them for today's standards. The end screen is also extremely cool, being one of my favorites of all time. The way it flashes from the original to the new name is so dope. My only big complaint about this level is the difficulty. I really don't like how it's just another extreme demon, as I think as a slightly buffed version of the original, this could be an awesome insane demon that more people could enjoy. All level remakes these days turn out extreme, and it would be nice to see a change of formula in that regard. Overall, though, this is a very nice remake, and I think it's one of the only ones I'm actually excited for, whether that be because I love the original level so much or because of how it's executed. Anyway, I hope you guys like this level as much as I do, and let's move on to the next one. The next upcoming level I am excited for is a very unique one. Slaughterhouse is an extreme demon that I was absolutely blown away by when I first saw. Made by Ice Cave, Akira Karisu, and Britank and more, this semi-impossible demon has some of the rawest and most menacing atmosphere I have ever seen in a level before. The song is a big reason for this, but the gameplay and decoration also play a huge role in it, and overall this is just a perfect level to me. The level has gameplay that is reminiscent of a silent level, and Ice Cave has said that when it is finished, he is going to release it as an open verification to be a top 1 demon. I don't know when anyone or if anyone will ever verify this beast of a level, but only time and where skill goes in this game will tell. The level starts out with an ambient drone in the background music and very low-key cube gameplay with ridiculously precise timings, and it's a very atmospheric start to the level. It feels like it's warning you of something to come, which I definitely feel like it is, as the places that the level goes after this are quite something to be scared of. The first cube has a red color scheme, which most of the level uses, but I think one of the most interesting things in the level is the cube after the first part. This one has a great color scheme, the only non-red part in the level, and I feel like this calming break is meant to sedate you so you are not prepared for the sudden twist the level takes. This, of course, would be the drop. The drop of this level is bone-chilling. Combined with the amazing song and samples that are used alongside the insane gameplay, this is one of the most immersive and purely menacing experiences you can feel in a GD level. Forget hell demons and their creepy messages. This actually takes it to the level of evil that they try to accomplish while not actually directly addressing it. Slaughterhouse shows its menacing atmosphere, not tells, and that is exactly why it is so effective. The art that is shown in some of the parts in the drop sections that depict demonic creatures is actually scary looking, and the fact that they don't actually move and just stand there staring you down really gives it that hellish atmosphere. The gameplay is also something I need to comment on. The fact that this is a semi-silent number 1 demon with gameplay that is pure hell just adds to the horror that this level is. I love how it imitates silent levels but just takes it to the next level, matching today's standards with a hybrid of gameplay that is perfect for the job it is trying to get done. Of course, the level isn't finished, but Ice Cave has said that they plan on getting it completed, and I am so excited about the release of this extreme demon. I doubt it will be verified for a long time now, but I think only its presence will be enough to give the community grounds to give it some praise it deserves. I would love for this level to be verified and placed at number 1 some 1 or 2 years down the line, as it would be such an amazing addition to the list and such a perfect number 1 demon. This level genuinely has some of the best gameplay, decoration, and atmosphere I've seen in a long time, and I'm so excited about it. The ending doesn't disappoint either. Unlike some levels which have lackluster endings, this one takes advantage of the abrupt and creepy ending of the song and turns it into a sudden conclusion that makes the level all seem like some sort of terrifying dream. I really hope you guys are as excited for this level as I am, as I think it's a masterpiece. I want to have this finished so bad, and I am looking forward to the possibility that one day, this level could be verified and placed at number 1 on the demons list. Anyway, that's enough about Slaughterhouse. I think I expressed my love for this level enough, so let's move on to the next one for today. For our next level, we have an extreme demon that has been in waiting for years now, and it has appeared to be dead, until around 2 months ago, when it was suddenly brought back into the spotlight. Knight Rider was a mega collab organized by LM Anubis, the host of Artificial Ascent, and it was previewed as a full layout on Nobleboy's channel a little under 2 years ago. The layout was very ambitious, being a whopping 3 minutes long, and the level chose a very unknown but good song. It was planned to be decorated with a futuristic cyberpunk theme, but unfortunately progress on the level was slim to none. People forgot about the MC as time passed, and most considered it dead for a long time, but that all changed 4 months ago. On April 6th, 2020, Anubis premiered the official preview of the assumed dead project Knight Rider, and oh boy, did it deliver. Featuring decoration from Onakana, Bionox, Voltex, Osiris, Juho, Fertifunky, and Arctica, the small glimpse of parts that we get to see in this official preview is absolutely amazing. They perfectly executed the futuristic Cyber City theme, as the colors, designs, art, and overall theming is top-notch. My favorite thing about these parts is the attention to detail. The amount of little art designs that fill the block decorations in air really brings everything to life and makes it seem like a real, bustling, futuristic city. My favorite parts so far are Voltex, for the awesome background and gorgeous glow artworks, Juho, for the incredible mixing and usage of colors and the awesome rain effect, Fertifunky, for the awesome tech block designs and overall aesthetic, and Arctica, for the insanely unique ideas, decorations, custom backgrounds, and art. Don't get me wrong, though, basically every part in this preview so far is stunning, except maybe Osiris' part. However, he is supposedly remaking it, so it's alright. Anubis has more than proven himself as a host with Artificial Ascent, and by the looks of it, he isn't disappointing with this collab either. Based on this, I think we can expect Knight Rider to be one of the best and most well-themed mega collabs this game has ever seen. It will likely take a long time yet for it to be fully finished, as it still has a lot of undecorated layout, but when released, this level will be one of the most gorgeous that the game has ever laid their eyes on. I am so excited to see how this project turns out, and hopefully we can see another preview of this masterpiece soon. This is definitely one of the most well-organized and themed MCs in the game at the current moment, and that's a big reason why I find this level so incredible. I hope you guys are excited for this work of art as I am, as its release is something that I am looking forward to immensely, and it's a well-deserving of much more praise than it is getting. Anyway, that's all for Knight Rider. Unfortunately, there weren't too many finished parts to talk about, but I have faith that the next installations of the level will be of similar quality as what we have seen so far. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into our second last level for today. Up next on the list is a level that I don't think too many people are going to be happy that I included, but I want you to hear me out. Misanthrope is the most ambitious project of our time. It's a nearly 6-minute long layout, featuring gameplay from some of the most legendary players in this game's history, such as Alex Payne, Cyclic, Who Dark, and so many more. Despite this layout calling back players from all areas of the game who aren't necessarily fluid in the 2.1 editor, it still manages to be extremely solid, and though I have seen a lot of people trashing it, I genuinely really like this layout. And the gameplay in pretty much every part is always solid, even though of course some parts are better than others. However, the fact that this layout is going to be decorated is what blows me away. Decorating and organizing a 6-minute layout is no easy task, and Ecruteak is the perfect person for the job, I think. They have plenty of connections within the community, and I think they are in the best position to get this amazing level decorated. In its current state, this level will be number 1 on the demons list in an instant, and though it won't be finished for a long time, when it's finally conceived, seeing this as the number 1 demon will be incredibly fitting. You see, Misanthrope has so much history than all of you might think, and it's no simple run-of-the-mill collab. It's a truly legendary level, and when released I plan on collaborating with Ecruteak to make a video detailing how it was organized in the immense stages the level went through. This level aims to have a red decoration theme, and though we have only seen a few short parts, what we've gotten to take a look at so far looks nothing short of amazing. I'm truly excited for this level of epic proportions, and this menacing beast of a project is one of the most historical and fame-deserving levels of our time today. I want people to really understand how awesome and exciting this level is, as nothing like it has ever been done before. There has never been such an incredibly ambitious project with such short parts receiving decoing gameplay from so many corners and separate time periods of the game. And this unifying level will surely be the only one of its kind in this game's history. A lot of people have said that this level will not be finished, but I have strong faith in Ecruteak and his team to realize this project, and I am extremely excited to see it be finished. I hope you guys can understand a little bit better why I am so hyped for this awesome level. Though it might not be objectively the most amazing thing in the game, it stands for the unification of so many players from so many different time periods in this game's history in one single level of epic proportions. And this community project is something that I highly anticipate and support. That's all I have for Misanthrope. There aren't too many parts to comment on, except this one dual part that looks absolutely gorgeous. But I just wanted to express my thoughts behind the level and why I think it's so much more than a simple mega collab wannabe number 1 demon. It stands for so much more, and that's why I wanted to talk about it today. Hope you guys can see what I'm saying, and even if you don't, I totally understand. Anyway, with all that said, let's get on to the final level of today. The final level for today is a demon that is a sequel to 2 very famous levels, Crazy 3. Crazy 3 is of course a solo level by Dave GT, and is a third in the trilogy of his Crazy series. We have not seen much of it so far, but we have seen a decent portion of the decoration of the first quarter and all the gameplay up to 50%, and it's safe to say that this will be the best level in the series and one of the best of all time. I was not always a huge fan of the first 2 in the series, though the second was better than the first. However, this level just blows them both straight out of the water. The theming, design, and gameplay are all incredible, and this is shaping up to be one of the best levels of 2.1. The level starts off in a similar manner to the first 2 versions of Crazy, a slow ship with curvy flying and cool block design, and this is by far my favorite start of the 3 levels. The atmosphere and cutting in the foreground fits perfectly with the tone of the song at this part, giving it an old vinyl feel. The block design here is quite simple, but it's also very clean and beautiful looking, with the only splash of color being a red balloon that appears at one part. This red balloon reoccurs later in the level, and I really like this usage of motif, but more on that later. The second part uses very unconventional colors that feel like some sort of weird funhouse circus, which of course is what the level is going for. I really like how instead of filling every part with blocks and structures, he takes advantage of having negative space and filling it with cool art and effects. For example, there's a hand that flashes red and reaches down for your cube, and there's a clown that opens a door to the music. This really makes these 2 parts unique, and it's something I've always loved about Dave GT and his design. The next part feels like you're in some sort of house, with again, not the entire screen being taken up by blocks, but instead art and effects. I feel like this usage really takes the viewer by surprise, as the space looks empty when you see it first, but as you pass by it, things come out of nowhere, which really adds to the surprise element and scary funhouse factor that makes this level feel alive. I love the block decoration of this part. This one duel with the structures being a bookshelf is so cool, and he pulls it off incredibly well, adding to the theming. The movements and visual sync at every part in this level are awesome, and the way that everything feels so fluid really blows me away and makes this masterpiece feel incredibly natural. There's always a tiny detail you didn't notice before when you rewatch it, and that's something I really admire in a level. After this, there's a transition with the return of the red balloon that we saw at the start. This is what I mean by motif, the usage of a recurring design in a level to get an effect, and though I don't know exactly what it means currently, I'm excited to see what Dave does with this rev balloon and the rest of the level and what significance it has. Dave always incorporates stuff like this into his works, and that's why I'm such a huge fan of it. Unfortunately, there's only a sliver of decoration in the next ball part that we get to see, but from the short preview we get, it looks amazing. This is the end of the decoration that Dave has so far, and the rest of the video is just gameplay up to 50%. The gameplay isn't anything special, though it looks fun and well synced. Unfortunately, this level will likely take a long time to finish, but in my book it's perfectly okay. I'm totally fine with Dave taking his time on this masterpiece to make it high quality. The expression of ideas and fluidity of all the movements and designs in this awesome level continues to blow me away, and I'm so excited to see where this project will go. It will for sure be one of the best levels in the game when released. That's the last level for today's list, and I think it was a fitting end. Again, I hope you guys are excited for these levels as I am. Make sure you all go give Dave some support, as he needs all he can get to keep going with this amazing level. Well guys, those are the 10 levels I have for this video. Sorry about the amount of extremes on this list. I hope it's not too big a deal. It was completely unintentional, and though I tried to find some easier levels that I was hyped for too, they were all outshined by the levels on this list. I'm not sure if Crazy Theory is an extreme demon or insane demon, but if it's insane, that's the only non-extreme demon on today's list. Anyway, I hope that's not too big a deal. Also, just another reminder, I'll be going on vacation for the next 2 weeks after this upload, so you won't hear from me until I get back. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, you can always feel free to subscribe, but no pressure. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching, I love you all, and I will see you all in the next video.